Very good evening, one and all present here. I welcome today's speaker, one of the most energetic resource person of our webinar series, and she was our in a short period of time. I think she took many webinar sessions, as per my knowledge, and all the feedback we received for the sessions, it is an amazing. Even I too said to the resource person that it is an highly energetic. And I hope so today also we are going to get that energy transfer through presentation. I welcome the resource person as well as the core team member, Dr. Salim sir, and all the participants over here on behalf of the Department of Psychology, the American College Madurai, and our associating institutions like Chellamuthi Institute of Mental Health Madurai, Meta School of Social Work Chennai, Steps Foundation Chennai, Yellow Pond Counseling Center Madurai, and Red Pond Education and Psychological Research Center Madurai, and Tamil Nadu Career Council Association and Tamil Nadu Counselors and Psychotherapists Association. I welcome each one of you for today's webinar session. The topic is focus on the good. I think we are having that both good and bad. I think we will listen from ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Suresh sir, for those kind words, and good evening, friends. As always, it's a pleasure to sit before you and share a few thoughts on today's topic. Many of us must be wondering, how do you focus on the good, right? When so much is going around us. So this is what I personally feel. I feel like, whenever there is so much outside, until and unless we are peaceful within us, it's very difficult for us to even understand what's going out properly. So when we start focusing on the good, we actually try to remove the negative away. And it's not easy, that I would tell you, because many a times people ask me, being a practicing psychotherapist, they ask me like, it's very difficult, when so much of suffering is going on, when I'm going through so much of pain, my physical presence is hurting me, they might have some health issues, and so many psychological barriers. They feel, how can I focus on the good? I am going through it. I'm not imagining. It is happening to me. And but still, how do I focus on the good? Then, so today's lecture, I'm sure, is going to uncode a lot of myths and give you some coping strategies to focus on the good. So with those few words, I would like to thank Dr. Suresh sir again. I mean, he's more like a friend right now. And I feel very happy to be a part of this association. So I would like to thank the Department of Psychology, the American College Madurai, the Mental Health Webinar Series 2020-2021. I think this is my 4th webinar, and I'm super excited about it. And this is in association with the MSSW, Chennai and Tamil Nadu Career Counselors Association, the Tamil Nadu Counselors and Psychotherapist Association, for which now I have become a life member and a founding member. So that is another privilege I have got by being friends with Dr. Suresh Kumar. And of course, the entire organizing team. I had one interaction with all of them, and it was such a pleasure to sit with like-minded people who are, focused towards delivering very good initiatives. I'm not sure how many of you have started seeing the initiatives of Dr. Suresh and his entire team. But at this point of time, I would like to congratulate Dr. Suresh for all his yeoman service, and also try to tell him that, I will always be a part of these good gestures, what he is working on. So thank you so much, Suresh sir. And of course, our patron, Dr. Dauman Christopher, Principal and Secretary of the American College Madurai. And of course, another dear friend, Dr. Salim. I guess, we keep texting now much more than before. So thank you so much, sir. So with those few words, I think I will start my presentation today. So what does focus on the good mean? It basically means to focus more on the positive aspect of life and less on the negative. And when you focus on the good gets better, meaning that you need to make what is good in your life a priority. So I know many a times when you are in crossroads, when you have good and bad going on, you somehow don't see the good. You only happen to see the bad. And many people have a joy in sharing their sorrows. So let us be the game changer. Let us start sharing our joy. And once you shift this priority and focus your time and your energy on the good, that will allow your life to grow in many ways. And today, as I told you, I'm going to share with you a lot of strategies related to this. So why is it important to focus on the good? Then that is the next question, right? It is because your mind is astonishingly powerful. Your mind can actually think and perceive, and exactly that is how you will receive. I'm sure all of us understand the law of attraction, and the law of attraction says A, B, and C. So A is ask. So ask whatever you want, the universe is going to give you. If that is the mantra, then what do you want to ask? Are you going to ask pain or do you want pleasure? B is you should believe that you've got it. And you should keep thinking and crystallizing it so much that you feel, yes, it has happened. And C, that is when you will conceive it, and that is when you would receive it. So A, B, C, these are the very important steps of law of attraction. And in other words, they say, you first visualize it. You visualize yourself in that goodness and what would happen. Imagine a person is coming and telling me that I'm having diabetes, right? So now can diabetes, does it have a cure? Answer is a no, right? You will have probably 5 years or 10 years later, you're going to have diabetic complications and the health is actually going to go on a downhill. But I have seen many people who have taken it as a challenge and improved their lifestyle, improved their health, and tried to combat diabetes in a very healthy way. I have my own patient who's been a diabetic for 30 years, and through the Diabetic Association of India, she's been awarded. Why? Because her glycemic index has never gone haywire. So that is the control that your mind can have, even on a chronic disease. So that is how you should visualize yourself. You should visualize that, okay, I have this, but I'm going to see that I am in the best of my health or think of my health. Second is verbalize it. What do you mean by verbalize? You keep talking about it to yourself. And third is that it vitalizes. So that is how powerful your mind is. Next, focus that the power is on the good things. Now that is again a conscious decision which we need to do it. And when we do that, our thoughts create that landscape in which you experience life. That is another beautiful. You have a canvas. Imagine the canvas of your life is plain and you're an artist. You have the rights to choose the colors. You have the rights to do whatever painting you want on your canvas. Then, what is the paint you would do? And imagine you're going to depict the entire life experience there. So it's going to be something very amazingly beautiful because it's your life. It is so unique, so powerful as each one of us are. And even if something is very small, you can make it enormous in your life by choosing to intensely focus your thoughts upon it. So the more you keep thinking about it, you're going to get into real details about it. Now let's imagine a person who wants to buy a car. Say that person's dream car is a Jaguar car. Okay. Now, if I'm going to go into the conscious mind, I will say, why do I need a car? I am in lockdown. I'm not even moving out to the house. How does it really matter? And petrol prices are going high, and there is no place to park in the city. And we are just about four of us, and the smaller car is enough for me. I don't think I need a luxury car. All this, my conscious mind might say, but my subconscious mind is thinking, if I get into that Jaguar, how will I feel? If I touch the car seat, how it would be? If I take the car on the drive and go on a long drive, look at the benefits I have. I will never be able to enjoy all this otherwise. So there is always this battle between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And if you did not know, your subconscious mind is very powerful. 95% of whatever you do is actually governed by the subconscious mind. So you're subconsciously actually trying to put in or intensely focus your thoughts from today on the goodness. So let's go on. So when you focus on the good gets better. This is a proverb or an adage said by Abraham Hicks, and it's a very famous quote. So you always focus on the good. And how are we going to get there is where we're going to talk about. Zig Ziglar, another very famous author, he said, when you focus on your problems, you get more problems. But when you focus on possibilities, you have more opportunities. So we are now going to look into more of the possibilities and opportunities what can come through. So now what should I focus on? That is the next thing, right? So first thing is you need to acknowledge your unhappy moments. See, whenever we say focus on the good, suppose if I'm going to tell to a very stressed up person, relax. Person is going to look at me and say, how can I relax? So many things are running around in my mind. So then you acknowledge those thoughts. You're not going to say, okay, now I'm going to relax. Then that way you will never get there. So you should acknowledge those negative thoughts or unhappy moments and weigh it down properly, right? If possible, you can even write it down. So it says, be happy, not because everything is perfect in your life, but because you choose to focus on the perfect moments. Even if everything is going wrong, just imagine, didn't you get up today morning? We know Corona is there. We know, it's going to from the second to the third wave. We know we are under lockdown again. But isn't it getting better? Are you not happy that you have a shelter, you have food to eat, you have clothes to wear, and you are having this internet, you're having a lot of things to be thankful about. If this was not there, how would I have even connected with most of you? I have made such wonderful friends during the lockdown. So even in these unhappy moments, I can still think about what all can I be grateful for. And as I acknowledge the unhappy moments, I'm accepting the unhappy moments, I can shift my mind or shift my focus to the perfect moments. So it is all in your mind to see the world for what it is. Focus on the good and you would produce good. Focus on the bad and you would produce bad. Now this is very important and I'm going to tell you a short story here. So there was a farmer once upon a time, and in his farmland, there were a lot of, the real healthy, sun golden sweet corns which were getting produced. And every time they used to have this free market where every farmer used to come and keep their produce. His sweet corns used to get the maximum sales and he used to make a lot of money. All his neighbor farmers, he has his farmland. So the neighbor farmers, they used to always think, we are also doing the same. Why is it that only his is getting much? So what this farmer thought one day is, when he puts the seeds on the, on the ground for the corns for the next produce, what he would do is he would take these corns and the quality of the seeds, he would distribute it to everybody. So now you imagine if you're going to give good seeds and you're going to give it to all your friends surrounding, obviously they are also going to get the good sweet corn, right? But then the farmers, friends, the neighbor farmers, they were thinking there must be something in this. Why would he want us to get more money? So, they never used to use that seeds. And just for the heck of it, they'll take few and they used to put it across. So what happened was his used to always be better, and the others used to have a combination of the negative seeds. And that is why their quality would always be less. So again, the next year when the produce was there, his was the best, the others were not. So, all these other neighboring farmers, now they thought there must be something else. He's hiding some good seeds and not giving us that one. So they all go to him and say, you gave us the seeds, but still your produce is much better than ours. So how can that be possible? It should be that both of us have to be the same, right? So he said, I put the best seeds for myself and I gave the same seeds to all of you. But the thing is, surrounding me, all of you have the best seeds, but surrounding yours, there are not good seeds. So that is the power of what you can have by just planting or thinking good for others. So when you focus on the good, definitely you will get the best. Focusing on the good things is very important because it will make your life more beautiful and more satisfactory. Now let's look at the caps we carry or the masks we wear every day. Let's identify these areas of negativity like we heard in that story. So either we can wear a mask or a hat of being sad for the day, or we can mask or choose a mask which is going to make us feel happy for the day. Both is a choice we have, right? I can either say I can't do it, or I can say let me try and do it better. I can say that, it is impossible. Whatever task you have given, it is just impossible for me to do. Or you can say, let me try ways and means of getting it done. So when you focus or when you change or shift your focus from I can't to I can, there is a lot of power which comes into the efforts you put in to make it happen for you. So whether it is people or memories, always focus on the good ones. Because see, sometimes when you look at certain people, you will feel like, oh God, they did so much of, harm to me. And when you look at certain memories in your life, that was a bad patch of my life. So, you start feeling sad, and that sadness continues for a longer period of time. And then you are like, oh God, why am I getting all this? So one negative thought created a ripple effect in your body, and you started feeling sad, and totally it will become a kind of a gloomy day. Whereas when you focus on the good memories, again, the same ripple effect would happen, but this time it would be an exaggerated or a magnified good effect, and end result would be you will have a happy day ahead. So all of us say good morning. You can say happy morning. You can say abundant morning. You can say so many things. And these words would just, as you hear it itself, you'll feel like, yes, that is the way I want my day to be. And let go of the negativity. Don't hold it down for so much time. Again, I can give you an example. Imagine you carry a glass of water and it's a full glass. So you're holding your glass straight down and you are standing up and you're holding the glass. Maybe if you hold the glass for about a minute, your hands won't ache. But hold it for an hour, your hands will start aching. Hold it for a day, you're fed up by then, right? So your negativity is just that way. How much do you want to hold it on for? Let go of it. Just keep down the glass and that's it. Your negativity is gone. So don't be on that negativity for a longer period of time. Shift your focus and focus on the good. And avoid comparison. Oh, that person is more beautiful, more smarter, more funnier, more prettier, more kinder. Enough. See what you can do to yourself and accept that you are awesome, you are unique, you're special, you're blessed. And the divine is going to give you things which is incomparable to others. He has already given you that. Maybe you need to identify what is good in you. And you could do an exercise on this. You could take a paper and write down what all do you think are the good traits that you have. And on the other side, you can write what are the traits which you would want to hone or develop. Maybe, for example, if you say like, I'm lazy, and the other person is able to get the work done because they are not lazy, or they are very sharp, they are very disciplined. So what is the quality or the trait I'm looking at here? The trait is that I have to be more disciplined. I should not procrastinate. I should not be lazy. So when the moment I write, I want to hone my skills on discipline, then probably you can put a chart. Next time something happens and you say like, oh, let me do it later. Immediately wake yourself up and say, no, I'm going to do it now. This is the change I want to do. I'm going to stop saying that that person is disciplined and I am lazy and give power to my laziness. Rather, I would give power to my discipline. So let me get up. Now, this is something which most of us face, especially if you want to get up in the morning and exercise, right? So whenever you say, okay, from tomorrow I will start to exercise, I'll get up in the morning at 6 o'clock. And as soon as the alarm rings, you are like, oh my God, can I sleep for 5 minutes more? You want to snooze the alarm. And actually you're not sleeping, but still you want to, take your blanket and put it over you. And that is what happens. So that 1 second decision of you just getting out of the bed is going to give you good health, or is what you wanted. So once you write it down, what you are good at and what you want to hone, there is an ocean of difference. And when you keep seeing that and keep cutting it, and obviously everything is a habit, right? You need to follow it for 21 days to break that vicious cycle or circle of that chain, which is preventing you from being the better or the best version of yourself. So stop comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy, as said by Teddy Roosevelt. So this is very important. Comparison is a thief of joy. So when you start comparison, that means, you lose the essence of life. I mean, you will stop enjoying that person or their company or the relationship. Everything just goes down the drain. Now, let's see what we need to focus on. We right now saw what we should not focus on. So now let's see what all we should focus on to get the goodness of life. So the first thing is focus on growth. Why? Because the positivity principle of what you focus on grows. And that states that the topics or the subjects we choose to put our attention to or study are fateful in the sense they not only determine what we learn as we focus on them, but they actually create it and they grow it. So you need to focus on the good, because only that will give you the best result. If you focus on the bad, you will only get worse result. So what do you want to focus on, and how do you want to recreate your destiny is something very beautiful. Many a times you must have heard about this quote, what has God written on today's sheet? Maybe he has just said, as you ask, correct? And if you're going to speak on that day about, feeling sad, that's what you asked, right? So the universe is always benevolent. It's always giving grace. So why not ask the right things what we want? So it's during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. This is a quote by Aristotle. And that is the time we always say, like, there is always hope at the end of the tunnel, or there is a light shining, or there's a silver line over the cloud. So you're seeing the best part, or you're focusing on the good parts of life. So the first thing is areas to change. Before you even want to change, are you ready for the changes in your life? Now, that is a question which each of us need to ask ourselves. Until and unless we are ready for the changes, we will not get there. It's something like, say, you want to go on a holiday. Now, I'm sure all of you would say that, you're preparing yourself mentally to go for the holiday, even before you reach there. But that is so important. So like that, are you really thinking about the changes you want in your life? And then you train your mind to see the good in every single situation. So whatever happens, good or bad, you always think about, oh, there must be something good in this situation. I'm sure you must have heard about that story of the king and his minister. So the king and the minister, they go to a forest for hunting. And in the forest, what happens is some log or something just falls on the king's big toe, and the big toe gets cut. So the king definitely gets back, and the court the doctor, they clean up and they do. But then the king feels bad that one toe of his is gone. Anyway, since the king loves hunting, he goes back to the forest again. And this time, once he has got the whatever he wanted from the hunting thing, so whether it was an animal or the tusk or whatever, he comes back. And as he's coming back, he hears some robbers, some thieves, and they are, trying to capture him. And now they are looking for a sacrifice. So when they are looking for the sacrifice, they take the king and capture him. And then when they see that he's an incomplete sacrifice because of that toe, which is gone, they leave the king. And they catch the minister, and they sacrifice him. So whenever you think that there is something bad happening, how you can understand that he was saved because he lost his toe sometime, right? So you should always see what best you can do in every given situation, because that is what is going to actually give you the bigger picture of life. Because it's always God's plan, and his plan for all of us is much beautiful than what you and I can conceive or perceive at this point of time. I always say that you can only see 180 degrees. The other 180 degrees, which is your dark spot or your black blind spot, is only seen by a mentor or your God. And like attracts like. So I'm sure all of you must have read this book called Secret. In that it says, like, when we are feeling happy on the inside, the law of attraction is matching up the inside of us and bringing unlimited happiness to us. And the law of attraction says that like attracts like. We have to be the exact state on the inside of what we want to bring on the outside. You can't complain and be miserable and expect your life to change. In that state, you are attracting more misery to yourself, and you have to be the like if you want to attract the like. So if you are happy inside, you're going to attract happiness. If you're sad inside, you're going to attract sadness. If you're good inside, you're going to attract good. So, that is why people always see that, any successful people, they are successful in many disciplines. The reason is because they have used that success principle every aspect of their life. This is another quote by Rhonda. She says, like, do not worry at all about the negative thoughts and do not try to control them. Especially when we do some meditation, like, de-stressing people. Most of my clients or my friends, they say that, Vidya, you are talking about de-stressing or relaxing, but in my mind, I am thinking about 200 other things. And it is actually getting very stressful for me. And the moment you say relax, it becomes even more stressful. So that is when we say, oh, okay. So don't try to control your thoughts. Rather, what you should do is you should allow them to wander, and then you acknowledge them. All you have to do is to begin to think about good thoughts and replace those bad thoughts or negative thoughts with the good thoughts. Now, that is something which you need to work on. Next, you should also think about planting as many good thoughts as possible as you can in a day. As you begin to think about the good thoughts, you will attract more and more of good thoughts. And eventually, the good thoughts will wipe out the negative thoughts, and eventually, all these negative thoughts will move away. But that is very important. Okay? So, this is how you need to understand, and this is how you need to work out on yourself. This is so very important. And many a times I've had people ask me, how is that possible? So just imagine a glass of water, and you put a pinch of turmeric powder or methylene blue or any color, and place it, just open a tap and let water flow into it, and keep a very big bowl under that. So as you see this color getting dimmer and dimmer, you will see after a certain point that this glass, which was yellow in color or methylene blue in color, you would see it turning into completely white. But for that one glass of negativity, if you look at the vessel underneath, you might have had much more amount of water. So a negative thought cannot be replaced by one positive thought. You need to have multiple positive thoughts to actually negate the negative thoughts. So please understand, it is not like just one versus one. It is not that way. And believe in the positive thoughts. So that is how it works. And you can change any negative situation by changing your thoughts about it. Think as many thoughts as you can that are totally opposite to the situation. So if you're facing a stress related to health, think about all the possible thoughts that could give you more health. If you're thinking about wealth or finance, then think about all the possible thoughts where you can get more finance. And we do something called Money Matters, and we do a meditation for that. Probably some other time I will do that meditation where you can attract money, where you can see money flow through you, flow into your purse, and things like that. So these are very important, wherein you can actually believe and make it work. And Secret you have by Rhonda Byrne, you have the Hero, the Power, the Basic Secret, and the Magic. And all these books are amazing, and I'm a voracious reader. And once you start reading these books, it's like you will see that there were many a times when you were the person who was blocking, or you were the dam which did not allow the flow of positive energy to enter your heart or your life. Now that is something again we need to work on. And until unless we break this jinx, things won't work out the way we are. So focus on the possibilities for success, not on the potential for failure. This is a famous quote by Napoleon Hill. So you need to always think about success as the success is going to bring you even more success in life. Next is, of course, a deep breathing. And deep breathing is about when you're conscious about your breath. And as you get conscious about your breath, like with yesterday being International Yoga Day, I'm sure all of you must have attended some seminar on yoga, and you'd have understood the importance of breath. But if you look at tortoise or any animals who live longer lives, say more than 100 years, you will see they are very calm. They are able to take in, and their breath also is very controlled and very restricted. In terms like, if we are breathing about 16 to 18, they breathe only 4 or 5. And that's very good. And that is why when we say relax, we get into deep breathing mode. You can't do deep breathing every time. Now, if you ask me, Vidya, Are you doing deep breathing as you're talking? The answer is a no. I can't do deep breathing right now. When I'm running, if you ask me, Vidya, are you doing deep breathing as you run? Again, my answer is a no. So deep breathing cannot be done at that time. That time you have to breathe properly. But when you do deep breathing, when you sit down, hold your elbows, keep your shoulders straight, inhale a deep breath, hold the breath for maybe the same count, or what we call the equalized and unequalized breathing. Equalized means number of counts you take in, you hold, and then you exhale the same number of counts. Unequalized means you take in the breath, and when you exhale, you do it even more slowly. So when you do this, when you hold your breath and when you take it and then you exhale, somehow it totally calms your brain. And when you calm your brain, your clarity of thoughts happen. And this clarity of thoughts will give you a better way to focus on the good. So for stress relief, just take a deep breath. As I told you, we have different types of breathing. And deep breathing is generally done with the belly, which means you lie down, you fold your legs, and then you see your stomach bloating as you breathe in, and as you exhale, the stomach gets back into position, or this is also called diaphragm breathing, right? And as I told you, you take the counts. You take the counts in, hold, and give out. And it is mindful breathing. So you're paying attention to your rhythms of your breath, and you're visualizing into a positive thing as you breathe. So this is another step. So you're using all your senses. It is just not, just that nose is working and your lungs are working. Your mind is working, and you're taking a time to understand and realize your breath. Next is detox. I know I did an entire 1 hour plus session with the same group on detox. So I've just enlisted those 10 points here. Detox your breath, detox your body system, detox your physical being, detox what you speak to yourself, detox your inner self, detox from the digital world, detox from negative people, situations, and thoughts, detox for a better sleep, detox for a 360-degree life, and detox for a beautiful you. So when you detox, you literally try to bring in goodness into you. So this is a conscious decision. And you have a lot of drinks today to actually detox. Best way is water. I mean, you can just take water and drink 2 glasses of water in the morning. It gets your system into place. You could also take the ABC juice. ABC stands for A is either you can say apple or amla, B is beetroot, and C is carrot. So you can take them separately or you can mix them all together and take it. Cucumber and mint juice is another very good detox juice. Cinnamon added to water is another detox juice. So you can add anything you want and get it. And this is just going to help you detox your physical system. Next is to put down your phone. I know this has become a kind of very difficult thing because the cell phone has become a boon and a bane right now, right? But you need to put down the phone to get more free time, to read better, increase your productivity, get better sleep, decrease your anxiety, and less comparison with people, enhanced awareness, and for your personal growth. I personally would recommend you to put down your phone at least half an hour before you go to bed in the night, because that is going to give you a good night's sleep. Think about all the good things which happened in the day. And when you welcome the next day, even before you put your foot down on the floor after you get up, thank God. I mean, always gratitude will attract more gratitude. So, so they say as you show your gratitude, you will have more reasons to show gratitude more to God. So do this even before you put your foot on the ground in the morning. And when you do that, it will work wonders. So when you start the day with a positiveness, it works better. Next is, of course, smile. I mean, this is something, an ornament, if I could tell you, I carry every single day. My clinic is called Dr. Vidya's Smile Dental Clinic, and smile is what I carry, as I told you. It is something which I pick up from my wardrobe every single day. I don't know what clothes I'm wearing. That is different. It might change. But things which does not change is the smile and my attitude towards my life. Now, this is something which each of us need to really carry. And why? Because smiling is one of the easiest things in life and has many benefits. Now, let's look at the benefits. It increases your productivity. If you're going to smile, you can walk your way through. Imagine you're going into a bank and just smile at the person and say good morning or happy morning. Just by seeing a smile, it's contagious, right? The person would smile back and then you'll get your work done. Similarly, if you just go with a frown on your face and grump there, what are you going to get? They are going to grump back, right? So a smile is like a reflection. So keep smiling. It also increases your attention span. Now, as you smile, when the other person is talking to you or listening to you, their attention span would increase. And it improves your cognitive abilities. It also gives you a kind of physical relaxation. And if you look at internally, it reduces your stress level, reduces your heart rate, it decreases your tension, it decreases your negative thinking patterns. And when you look at interpersonally, 90% people regard a nice smile as a sex symbol to their partner. So if you keep smiling, your spouse would like you much better. I think this all married people should agree with that. And 38% of the recruiters, when you're thinking about going for a job, if you have a pleasing personality, they say the soft skills, that person would get more, opportunities for the job than a person who does not smile. And 60% are saying that they remember a person who smiles a lot or who has a great smile. So I can just feel very very happy that I was awarded the Miss Beautiful Smile, and I know I got a lot of comments here for my smile, so thank you so much. But the person who has to get the real credit for the smile is probably my mother or my grandmother, because they took care of my teeth. I didn't have any orthodontic or any teeth corrections on my teeth. They are my natural looking teeth, and I can only thank my mother who took care of them when I was small, and my grandmother for guiding my mother when I was a baby. So, these small, small things which people have done for us, it is so, so precious. And today, when I say one them is beautiful smile, I don't think I can take the entire credit for that. Next is mindful eating. All of us eat our food, but most of us today are either watching a TV or having our cell phone and trying to move, or even for our children when we want to feed. I remember those times when mothers used to take the child outside, show some crow and show some cow, and talk about 100 stories to get that food into the child's mouth. But today, things have all gone digital. So, the child is not concentrating on the taste or anything. They are just going to eat. So that should not be the way. In fact, we should understand that the food which is on the table today does not just come there. There has been so many people who really have worked so that we can get the food there on the table. Right from the farmer and the person who loaded the vegetables or the fruits, brought it to the vegetable vendor, and then how we got it, and then how our parents or mother who cooked for us and put it on our plate. So when so much of labor has gone into just the aspect of eating food, then don't you think you need to be aware of what you're tasting? What is the texture of the food? What is the kind of taste it is coming out with? And how beautifully you should thank people and observe what benefits you're going to get because you're eating properly. So food is a medicine if you actually look at that, and that is very important. And we generally say you need to have 5 colors in your diet, which is white, yellow to orange, red, green, and purple, because each of these color, which has the carotenoids and the flavonoids, give the understanding to our body what it needs. So you need to be aware, you need to savor the food, you must be non-judgmental. Now, this is something which I have always felt. And there's a beautiful story here. So once a father he comes home and he sees, burnt roti. Roti is chapati, right? So he sees burnt rotis, and he just comes and he sits and he's eating, and his son sees one spot of black on his roti and saying, "Mama, you've done this. I don't want this roti." And then the mother gives him another roti, and then he eats, and then the husband eats, and now the child is asking the father, "Papa, you have not said anything to the roti. Why?" And he says, "You know what? Your mother has worked through the day, and she has spent a great amount of time and added love to the food. And that is what she's serving to you and me. If I find faults, she would keep this for her and give me the best. But she would never give herself a priority." So I feel, when we eat food, instead of complaining always that the salt is less or the spice is more, or, something like that, you can thank your spouse and say, "It's so beautiful of you to think about the menu today. It tastes so nice." Just keep saying that to a person, and you will never understand what it means to that person who has worked through the day, right? So being non-judgmental when it comes to food, and as I told you, when you're on the dining table, see that it is a family time, because when you eat together, there is a saying which says, "A family that eats together stays together and bonds together." Now these are the things which we need to teach our children. If we have not led them by example, they are not going to absorb that at all. And another thing is how we used to eat. Even today, I eat only that way. I have a dining table, but I prefer to sit on the floor and bend and eat. Now, when you do that, you will observe that your body, your stomach is full. You have that satiated feeling and you don't want to eat more. Now, if you don't do that bending, actually your internal stomach and your gastric juices are not coming out. That is why you see bloatiness in people who sit on the dining table. You see their mid portion really, they start putting on weight, and then that obesity and the rest of the story continues. So we have to be mindful about eating. I put a lot of effort on this slide. The reason is today, I think this is one of the most important things. We are only at home. We are only sitting and eating, but we should be mindful of what we eat. Next is feeding our soul. Your soul is the power and the core of who you are. Feed it well. Now imagine if you're thinking so much about the food you eat, think about what you're feeding your thoughts with. Think about what you're putting into your brain on a daily basis. Feed your soul with positive energy so it can grow and bloom wherever life plants you. That is very important. This is because when you start feeding your soul with positive energy, you will only grow. That is why we had another session called Healing to Bloom. And I probably spoke an entire 1 hour plus length on how do you heal within? How do you feel feed your soul? Next is healthy lifestyle. Of course, we all understand fitness, exercise, healthy food and water, medical examination to see that all your parameters are right. You need to relax. You can go to a spa. You have to have an active lifestyle and regular measurement of your parameters just to see that, you're on the healthy BMI. And a healthy lifestyle not only changes your body, it also changes your mind, your attitude, and your mood also. And obviously, we need to invest in our health. And I can say that I have, I have a series called the Get and Get Fit series, and all of you are welcome. And here we have a holistic fitness community which talks about heart, body, mind, and soul. So we look at these 4 parameters, and we have an everyday exercise. And this is our vision for Get and Get Fit. We have to influence 10,000 plus people to take their baby step towards a holistic fitness. And this fitness platform should be, focusing on good health and mental well-being. And we have our mission in place. This is a platform where we have an expert speaker coming in, we have mentors, and they talk on everything related to health, from nutrition to wellness, fitness, how to be internally so strong, and calming of the mind techniques, healing of the body and the soul. We have meditation and relaxation. We have physical fitness with mental toughness. So it is a complete holistic way of looking at life. And today I can proudly tell you, we are in the 47th week of this, Get In, Get Fit series. And shortly we're going to celebrate our 50th episode. And all of you are welcome. You can take down my number. My number on the screen is 98401 76088. I repeat, 98401 76088, and you can catch our series on WhatsApp, on Insta, on Facebook, and now we have also moved into YouTube. So you're going to see all our series, and you can like, share, subscribe, or press the bell icon if you want more updates on Team Red Rockstars and all our series. Next is sleep. So sleep, definitely, if you see, it has many parameters. But let's understand, it gives you a better immune system. It increases your energy. It gives you sharper concentration, better decision making, improved memory, ability to manage stress, and improved physical health. So don't think that sleep is just that, part of your day when you are doing nothing. Children grow when they sleep. You're able to assimilate a lot of things when you sleep. And I'm sure you would understand that when you are trying to cram something before an exam, you might be thinking, oh, let me forego my sleep and then I would write better. I'm sorry, friends. I know many of my MSc students are here in this platform. And I would definitely like to tell all of you, with the exams coming up, I definitely want you to sleep well, because whatever you've learned through the day, you will be able to assimilate better and reproduce better in your answer paper only when you sleep. And here you are having a GIF where it shows you the different benefits of sleeping. And I'm sure it's gone in for the third time. So you understand that this has absolutely, got a great kind of a feeling. Next is a very important point, which is called the stress resiliency ninja practice. Now, this is something which is also called the adversity quotient. And in fact, many people don't understand the adversity quotient. So it is like, in terms of distress, how do you handle yourself? In terms of a calamity, how do you handle yourself? And all that will give you, or will, just help you get the power from within. And as I told you, I'm a voracious reader. I read at least one new book every month. So this has been a practice which I've been following for almost about 12 years now. And this is a beautiful book by Carl Rollison on Stress Ninja. And he speaks about the definitive guide to the biggest threat to our physical and mental health, which is stress, right? So the art of resilience, it is the ability to succeed, to live, and to develop in a positive way, despite the stress or the adversity that would normally involve the real possibility of a negative outcome. So it is the possibility to maintain personal well-being in the face of challenge. That is what. So even though there are challenges or negativity around us, how do you still maintain your adversity quotient? We have heard about emotional intelligence or emotional quotient, intelligent quotient, and all that. But not many people talk about the adversity quotient, and that is so important to understand. Next is, let's make a coping skills toolbox. Imagine now you are going to repair something, and you need to have your toolkit, right? So this is our toolkit which we need to have to repair ourselves. Repair ourselves in the sense internally, because this is going to be you. See, you can change anything in your life. You can probably change your clothes. You can change the house you live in. You can change the car you have. You can change everything. Can you change yourself if not from within? The answer is a no. So you need to learn how to go within to change yourself. And this is going to be your coping skills toolbox, right? So let's look at it. A coping skills toolbox is a place for you to keep your things that calm you down in the periods of distress. If you have everything gathered in one place, it's easier to remember to use your coping skills rather than using negative behavior. So if you have your toolkit, now imagine I'm feeling sad. I just want to take my toolkit and then I know I'm going to get better. So what are they? First is self-soothing. So you have 5 senses and use all these senses to self-soothe you. Something to touch. I'm sure you would say some stuffed toys or something. You know, you see many people or children, they have a kind of bond to their soft toy. It must be a teddy bear or something. And when they are sad, they just go and cuddle it and then they feel fine. So that is, a feeling of self-soothing. You have something soothing to hear, music, meditation guides, something to see. You are seeing some happy pictures. You feel happy. I'm sure you would have seen a pregnant woman always having a picture of a baby in the room. And all this is, self-soothing, because when you go through pregnancy, you are like, my back is aching, I'm not slept properly, I'm eating, I'm vomiting, so many things happening physically and physiologically. So then, you want something nice, so something to look forward for. So when you see the baby picture, you feel like, okay, I'm going through this because I'm going to get that baby. So, that is a self-soothing technique. Next is something to taste. I'm sure many of, people would have a tea or a coffee or something, or an ice cream. For me, it is an ice cream. For me, it is a cake. I mean, when I'm sad and I remember my favorite things, like that song called, one of my favorite things from Sound of Music, right? So she says, I just simply remember my favorite things and then I don't feel so bad. And something to smell. So candles, all of them give you a kind of a self-soothing thing. Next is distraction. And I'm sure this you would have seen right from childhood, right? So when the child cries, you will see people or children, other people in the house, parents, elders, they will try to distract the child. Similarly, try to distract your mind. You could do some book reading, artwork, craft, knitting, crochet, sewing, sudoku, whatever you think you need, you can do it. Next is opposite action. Now, if you are doubting your capability, then do exactly opposite. That means you put your life into action and then work on it. Next is emotional awareness. This is to identify your feelings and express it. Write it down so that you know what you felt. And practicing mindfulness, that is through meditation or relaxation recording. Then you have a crisis plan. You think about, okay, if life goes this way, fine. If there is a problem, then do I have a plan B? I'm sure most of the guys who might be taking their families on a trip, on a road trip, you are confident that you have checked on the 4 tires of your car, but you also want to have a stepney because you want to know that in case something goes wrong, you have something to fall back on. So do you have a crisis plan for yourself? If not, think about one today and put all these together, and that is your toolkit or your skills toolkit to heal you from within. And read and listen to positive information. So reading develops a personality. It busts you off your stress. It gives you a positive mindset. It improves general awareness. And it also improves the other skills centered on your well-being. And listening. I mean, this is something which I feel you need to be a very good listener if you want to be a good practitioner, whether it's a psychotherapist or a doctor. So ask open-ended questions. Request any clarifications if you have not got it right. Be attentive when somebody is talking. Don't break them or don't stop them. Then summarize and rephrase or paraphrase it. Try to reflect their feelings and be attuned to feelings and ask any probing questions if you have. So I'm sure you must be thinking, so much going there in my brain. Then your brain needs a person to clean up your brain. And as you clean up, you understand you're trying to either recycle your brain or you're going to dump all the negativity out of your brain into a dustbin outside. Otherwise, your brain itself will become a dustbin. So clean and nourish your brain wisely every day. It can easily become a garbage bin otherwise. And that is why you need to read and you need to listen to good things, because that is how you can recycle your brain, or you can get your brain to really work it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a trash can. I'm going to share a story of a hero mother. I'm sure you must have heard this story by Thomas Edison and his mother. And you know what Thomas Alva Edison actually invented. And the story is about this small child who went to school, and he was very mischievous, not concentrating. And the child comes home with a letter. And the mother gently takes the letter. The child thinks that's a great letter which he has got, and the mother, as she reads the letter, she has, tears rolling down her eyes. But just to put a brave front in front of the child, she says, "What happened, my dear?" And the child says, "My teacher said from tomorrow, no need to come to school." So the child did not understand what the teacher had told. So the mother said, "It's okay. I will teach you from tomorrow." And the next day onwards, the mother homeschooled the child. And today, what we have is Thomas Alva Edison. But when did he know his mother was a hero? Years later, after she died, he ran to her to clean up a closet. And in that closet, he found this folded letter. And as he opened that letter, he saw that, the letter read that your child is a stupid, keep him at home. But see how that positive thoughts of the mother could really change the child, made him believe in himself, made him believe that he was greater than whatever people thought of him. And today, the rest is history, as we say, right? So this is what each of us can be. Remove that mother and be a hero friend, be a hero father, be a hero whatever. So this is something which we can do. And that is what they have seen. Can't we be one of them? We need to lift people up. Today, this is a focus which we need to do. Are we going to tear people down or lift people up? A question to each one of you. Next, let your mind wander. See, when you just sit and daydream, it's so beautiful. I love doing it, especially when I feel my head, things are just going above my brain. I just close up everything and I sit down, time for myself, me time. And I let my mind wander. And then, I think about all those beautiful things. And I came upon a story, not a story, a real true story, right? Rather, a conversation between Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. And Bill Gates, very jokingly, he takes out Warren Buffett's diary. And as he goes through the diary, he sees the entire diary has only 2 or 3 pages where Warren Buffett has written something. Obviously, all of us know Warren Buffett is one of the richest man of this earth. And Bill Gates says, "Sir, I would like to know, your diary is empty." Many a times when we think about people who are in the top notch, we think that they are so busy that 24 hours a day is just not enough for you. So that time Warren Buffett says, you need to let your mind wander. Why? Because when you let your mind wander, you will have beautiful ideas which comes popping into your brain. And these beautiful ideas would give you the kind of thing which you need to focus for the future, and that would be a game changer in your life. So when a man does not have time to even think, his time space is being occupied by somebody else. So man's mind, once stretched by a new idea, never regains its original dimensions, which means you're really expanding yourself. So great minds discuss ideas, average mind discuss events, and small minds discuss people. It's up to us to understand whether we are great minds and we're going to discuss ideas. And I'm sure all of you want to be in that top notch. So the whole idea is, when you have your wandering me time, your mind space for yourself, that is when great ideas crop up. Next is positive self-talk. Every day you say, "I'm attracting an abundance of wealth, prosperity, opportunities, and happiness into my life. I'm also receptive to good ideas and thoughts." And that is very important because the power of positive self-talk builds confidence, improves attitude, promotes self-love, helps cope with stress, allows for taking risks, encourages motivation, and helps work through challenges. So these are the benefits of positive self-talk. Next is positive affirmations. What is affirmations? What you tell to yourself about yourself. So there is no other person better than myself. I am enough. I get better every single day. I'm an amazing person. All of my problems have solutions. Today, I am a leader. I forgive myself for my mistakes. My challenges help me grow. I choose my attitude. I am choosing to have an amazing day. So these are positive affirmations, and you can keep telling them. And this is one of a beautiful quotes by Swami Vivekananda. He says, talk to yourself at least once in a day, otherwise you will miss meeting an excellent person in this entire world, and that is you. So you need to let your mind wander, and you need to let yourself be told positive things every single day, and you need to find time for all this, right? And give compliments. When you give compliments, give it wholeheartedly. Follow the RISE principle, RISE. So R is
Ma'am,
being
it was a
regular in
very
giving.
lucid and very enlightenment session today with lot of your enthusiasm right from beginning. And you have given us tips on so many things like goals, conflict management, and ikigai. All these things are really tested and time proof, and it will help us in our day-to-day life. So, which is a very good key success you have given us. So, it's really good, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
We
you so
appreciate
much,
your
sir.
efforts.
I have still a few more slides to complete. I would love to see you. If you can just wait for a few minutes, I will be completing the presentation, and I would definitely like to talk to you, sir. So RISE, one is being regular in giving compliments, and it should come very naturally. Now, you can't look at a bald man and say your hair is beautiful, right? So find something nice in that person and then, give it. And be very immediate. Now, if you want to praise somebody like this person, the gentleman who really spoke right now, I'm so thankful because you spoke it at the exact time. It looks so perfectly timed by universe. You need to give it immediately. You don't hold on and say something nice later because that person will even forget. Next is be very specific. Don't just say that, you're good. Say what you're good at. And that is very important because a person needs to know what they were good at. And last but not the least, be very encouraging when you give compliments. So you need to use this acronym called RISE, RISE, as you give compliments. And do good, and good will come to you. Bring humor into your life, and that is very important. Some days you eat salads and go do your yoga. Some days you eat cupcakes and refuse to put your pants on because that's called the balance, right? I don't know if you understood the joke behind it. Another one. Why was 6 afraid of 9 on New Year's Eve? Because 9 ate 7. I hope you understood the joke. Otherwise, as you go back home, you can laugh. Next is nature's healing. Whenever we think about nature, we have think about what garbage we put into the nature and spoil the nature. Also think that nature is forgiving and healing, and what nature is all for us to enjoy. So as we think about nature, we can only think about how beautiful and how lovely the mountains and the waterways and everything is about. Beautiful songs also in movies which speaks about the world is just born for me. I'm sure you must have heard that song too. Next is perks of being alone. If you want to be strong, learn to fight alone. That's very important because many a times when you are thinking tangentially, people might not support you, but don't you need spectators? So many a times I feel in a cricket match, you have 11 plus 11 people and then probably the umpire on the field. Now, who's going to be the hero? Obviously, the person on the field. But don't you need an entire stadium to cheer you up? So when you are planning to go a different tangential path, try to be alone, because you need a lot of people to clap hands for you, right? And go on for a self date. How to have a date with yourself. Clear your schedule and turn off your phone, take a bath, shower, and think about how great it feels. Change into your coziest pajamas or whatever you think is the coziest clothes to wear. Cook up a favorite treat. Make a list of what you love about yourself and celebrate the things you already are, and make the plans to turn the rest into reality. So this is something which you definitely need to do. We have something called the Pamper Yourself series, and we have 7 pillars to self-care. And we speak about knowledge and health literacy, mental well-being, physical activity, healthy eating, avoiding risk, good hygiene, and rational use of products and services. We are almost coming to the end, where we understand you need to surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people who make you happy, because people who make you laugh, who help you when you're in need, people who genuinely care, they are the ones worth keeping in your life.
Thank you.
Everyone else is just a
Take
passing
care, ma'am.
through.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Take care. Yeah.
Sure, sir. And Karl Marx said this, so this is very important.
Thank you,
And
Aditi, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There comes a time in your life when you walk away from all the drama and the people who create it. You surround yourself with people who make you laugh. Forget the bad and focus on the good. Love the people who treat you right. Pray for the ones who don't. Life is too short to be anything but happy. Falling down is a part of life, but getting back up is living. It's a famous quote by Joe Harris. And commit to intrinsic goals. Intrinsic means doing something for its inherent enjoyment or personal satisfaction, but not for a separate outcome, which is like, getting a trophy or a prize. Like if you're running a marathon, you run to be better than yourself, which you were yesterday. It is not for the cup or something from others. So this is called autonomous motivation, where you willingly choose the behavior that you're going to do and you fully endorse it. And this could be internalized motivation because you find it important, and it could be intrinsic motivation because you find it interesting. Practicing gratitude, I think I've spoken more about it. It's not happiness that makes us grateful. It is the gratitude that makes us happy. And you have many things and many ways to say how you can be grateful for. And just keep practicing them and keep thanking for the blessings in your life. And thereby you will be having a change in your emotional strength, in your social well-being, in your career, in your health, and in your personality. And invest in intangibles. Simply said, what is money worth to us if we make it by losing our souls? A very important thing, because many a times to climb up a corporate ladder, we say yes, boss, to a lot of things, right? But you need to choose kindness, love, goodwill, happiness, peace of mind, etc. And invest on these intangibles, because this is going to give you a snowball effect. As Marcel Pagnol said, the reason people find it so hard to be happy is that they always see the past better than it was, the present worse than it is, and the future less resolved than it will be. So you need to understand, we need to practice the attitude of expectancy. The creative part is that receptive attitude of expectancy, which makes a mold into which the plastic yet undifferentiated substance can flow and take the desired form, which means you need to expect great things of yourself before you can do them. That's what Michael Jordan said. And these are the health benefits of positive thinking. It increases your lifespan, lowers the rate of depression and stress, gives you a greater resistance to common cold, better physiological and physical well-being, reduce risk of death from cardiovascular disease, and better coping skills during hardships and times of distress. I always speak about the serenity prayer. So you need to know this. Write down your challenges. Think of the things you can change. And instead of saying you can't change, say, God works these things for me, and see how the blessings pour your way. So enjoy life to the fullest, my dear friends, because in the end, we will only regret the chances we didn't take, because Oscar Wilde said, to live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people just exist. So at the end of the day, you can focus on what's tearing you apart or what's holding you together. And with a quote of mine, I would say, explore new horizons, reinvent yourself every day, and constantly challenge the challenges. It's only one life you got. Don't just breathe. Live your life king size. Take one day at a time and evolve as a person in your journey of life. So this is an activity which I've kept for all the people who want to really focus on the good. So when are you planning to start focusing on the good? Is it from today? Then write the date. Is it? It's an everyday choice or a practice, and you need reiteration and repetition for this. What all are you going to focus on? What are the strategies you're going to adopt, adapt, align to arise? Just look at this beautiful lotus, which is our national flower. And you know that this lotus, amidst all the negativity, it still blooms. And that's how we can choose to bloom amidst our adversity. Thank you so much for this opportunity. For somebody who asked me my number, it's 98401-76088. And with that, thank you for being a very patient audience. And I would like to see all of you. So let's start.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vidya, ma'am. Wonderful, energetic session. We had it actually.
Very nice, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's a question answer
Doctor,
session.
ask for the student.
Okay, hi. Yeah, got it.
Thank you for the invitation, ma'am.
Yes, Usha ma'am, can you tell me? I'm unable to hear you.
Thank you for the invitation, ma'am. It was excellent speech. I enjoy your speech, ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much. This
abundantly.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
you. Please keep inviting me and send through the Dr. Raj Mogan, sir. It's a pleasure attending the meeting, ma'am. It gives me lots of energy to attend the meeting, to remove all my negative thoughts. In fact, I don't have. Even though I'm telling you, ma'am. I'm grateful to the professor, sir. I'm grateful to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I think, you know.
Bye, ma'am.
Take care. Take care.
Ma'am, good night. I think meeting is over, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess there'll be some question answer sessions, and that is what we will have to work on.
Okay, ma'am. I'm just switch off in my camera, ma'am.
Sure, sure. Thank you. So any questions, I will take them right now.
Participant, you can unmute yourself and I can ask the questions if anything to the resource person directly, or you can put in the chat boxes. I can able to read it. Ma'am, there are a lot of positive feedbacks in the chat box, ma'am. So all the people, they put positive comments. It was an energetic session actually. All are enjoyed, ma'am, actually today's session.
She's really happy. We could see it in her face. We are happy. She is happy.
Oh, thank you so much for those kind words.
So the thing is, this session is extended, but really great that you managed it well. I noticed at the point at the juncture, people were a bit, rushing you, but you managed it really well. I appreciate that. I could see that you're adapting a lot of the qualities that you have learned. My respects to you. Do it.
Oh, thank you so much, Abhijit, sir. Thank you so much. This is indeed a pleasure to, sit and contribute towards people. Because personally, I feel like, you will only grow when you set example. Otherwise, it is very difficult to grow. And how do you grow? It is only when you adopt all this. It is very difficult to preach. Probably I put all my life lessons, and that is something which I feel is very important. Because many a times when people ask me, and this is a question which I get many a times, because I've been in the teaching industry for over 26 years. And so all these 26 years, when my student, they look at me and they say, ma'am, how can you smile? How can you, be so calm, or something like that? And I say, these are the things I have practiced. So, that is when I feel like, I need to share. I do something called die empty. Die empty is a term we use for giving it all you have. So giving it wholeheartedly. There is nothing we hold on. So when we hold on to any of the knowledge we have, then we think you as a competitor to us. So I don't think that way. I think, I am giving or sharing my knowledge, and I need to die empty. I'm sure all of us know about our great late president, Abdul Kalam ji. When he died, he had just two suitcases of maybe 2 safari suits and a lot of books. He didn't have money or wealth. But even today, we think about him with a lot of respect. Why? Because he died empty. Because whatever knowledge he had, he gave it. And he gave it to the student community. He left a legacy for all of us to follow. And that is the same thing which I feel I need to do. So whenever I prepare for a lecture, I give my heart and soul into it, because I personally feel I need to die empty. I don't want to hold back anything which I know which could be of use to anybody else. And I'm sure this is recorded, and I know it's going to be there for many of us to hear and follow. So I think, that is so important in life.
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent, ma'am.
Thank you, Usha.
I will follow you. Excellent. Excellent. I'm calling you Usha, ma'am. No problem.
Usha. Okay. Thank you, Usha.
Thank you, ma'am. Nice. தமிழ்ல சொல்றேன், உங்களை பார்க்கறதே ஒரு பெரிய சந்தோஷம் மேம். இந்த ஆப்ல இங்கிலீஷ்ல வராததான் தமிழ்ல சொல்றேன்.
எனக்கும் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப மகிழ்ச்சியா இருக்கு உஷா மேம். பிகாஸ் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கனெக்ட் கண்டிப்பா வீட்டுல இருந்துட்டு என்னால இவ்வளவு பேர்கிட்ட ஒரே நேரத்துல பேச முடியறதுன்னு நினைக்கிறதையே ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு கடவுள் கொடுத்த ஒரு வரமா நான் நினைக்கிறேன். சோ அது ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு பாக்கியம் இல்ல. நம்ம ஒரு இடத்துல இருந்துட்டே நம்மளால அதெல்லாம் பண்ண முடியறதுன்னா டெக்னாலஜிக்கு ஒரு நன்றி, கரண்ட் இருக்கு அதுக்கு ஒரு நன்றி, எவ்வளவோ விஷயத்துக்கு நம்ம நன்றி சொல்ல வேண்டியதா இருக்கு இல்ல. குறையாவே சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கிற நேரத்துல நிறைய சொல்லி பார்க்கலாமே இல்லையா?
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful session, ma'am. Ambika here. It's an eye-opener session, ma'am. Your session is absolutely an eye-opener. It's like a spiritual
பேசுறீங்க. ஒருத்தர் பேசுறீங்களா? அம்பிகா மேடம் நீங்க பேசுறீங்களா? கேக்கல.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's an eye-opener session, ma'am. Because I always searching who am I. So this session is also telling the truth of finding the truth of who am I. So such a wonderful, it's a spiritual oriented things, whatever you told, ma'am. So we have to find who am I. So that is a mindfulness. You have to think about ourselves, focusing on ourselves. And this will give the universe a positive feedback. And definitely we will give a lot of good things to the universe. And the universe is also giving back. What we give, the same thing we will receive. So all the problems in the universe will end. Definitely it will end. That God always says, Thiruvalluvar says, Nallar oruvar ularil avar poruttu ellorukkum peyyum mazhai. So like that, you are there, ma'am. You people, good people are there. That is why the universe is glowing, ma'am. People are glowing, growing. So I'm very much thankful to you, ma'am. This wonderful service you are doing, ma'am. Such a great pleasure, ma'am, for attending this session, ma'am. Thank you so much, and thank you to our Professor Rajmohan sir. We are students of Rajmohan sir. So thank you everyone. Thank you, universe. I always say thanks to universe. That is why I'm getting the good. Today also I'm attending the session because of the blessing of the universe, ma'am. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am. You are influencing. You're inspiring in all the ways, ma'am. Like to become like you, like that we are thinking, ma'am. Step each and every step. That kind of
Thank you
motivation
so
and inspiration, ma'am. Wonderful. No
Thank you
words,
so
ma'am.
much, Ambika.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Usha. Thank you, Ambika. I would definitely say this. Mark Twain once said that, for a person to cross 12 months, they need only 6 compliments in their life. Okay. But when I see so many people who have complimented on the screen, and when I'm hearing it with my ears from Usha and Ambika, I can just say thank you because, you made my day. And in the Mari compliments kadachadana, I can go on like this forever. So thank you so much. And it's an absolute pleasure. Really. மனசுலேந்து மனசை திறந்து நான் சொல்றேன். ரொம்ப நிறைஞ்ச மனசோட போற மாதிரி இருக்கு. ஏன்னா எவ்வளவு மணி நேரம் நாங்க வந்து ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்லைடு ப்ரிப்பரேஷனுக்கு நாங்க வந்து போடுறோங்கிறது எங்களுக்கே தெரியல. நான் அதுல இன்னும் கொஞ்ச நேரம் போடுவேன். ஏன்னா எனக்கு வந்து நான் திருப்தி அடையிற வரைக்கும் ஐ வில் நெவர் சே இட்ஸ் ஓவர்னு நான் சொல்லவே மாட்டேன். எனக்கு பெஸ்ட் கொடுக்கணும் அப்படிங்கறது ஒவ்வொரு வாட்டியும் என்னோட முயற்சி அதுதான். ஸோ ஐ லைக் டு டூ மச் பெட்டர் தென் பிஃபோர் அப்படிங்கிறது. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் நீங்க சொல்லும் போது நான் என்னோட எவ்வளவு நேரம் நான் போட்டேங்கிறது முக்கியம் கிடையாது. என்னோட எண்ட் ரிசல்ட் அந்த 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 ஃப்ரூட் இஸ் சோ பியூட்டிஃபுல். So I'm so thankful to God. Thank you so much. And, thank you,
ma'am. Divya ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Madam, I'm Dr. Selvaraj here.
Challu, sir.
Very inspirational session today. This is my first session which I attend. I always believe the greatest legacy anyone can leave behind is to positively impact the lives of others. Whenever you add value to others' people's lives, you are unknowingly leaving footprints on the sands of time that live on even after your demise. I think your positivity is so, I think it is, I would say it is attracting all of us. And I think we enjoyed the session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Selvaraj. I mean, this means the world to me. I truly practiced IMT. I've been trying to do that for the last, I can say 13 years now. And every single lecture of mine, I get a lot of good feedback. And engloda thuraila, ennoda, the kind of work I do, I am called for another lecture only when my first lecture or the lecture I've given is good. So for me, that is very important. That kind of understanding that I have done well is very important. So hearing you all say this itself, makes me feel very happy and very proud of myself that, I have done the best I could. And as you said, like, positive footprints, this has been a dream come true moment. The moment you said that, என்னோட ட்ரீம் புக்ல நான் எழுதியிருக்கேன், I have to set a positive example and leave a positive footprint in my life. I wish I can show you that dream of mine if I have your number. And இன்னைக்கு I can put a tick there because you have said it and it is open in front of me.
I will WhatsApp to you my number also. இன்னொன்று மேடம், எவன் ஒருவன் மற்றவர்களுக்காக வாழ்கிறானோ அவனுக்கு கடவுள் ஊழியக்காரனாகிறான். So when you really create impact on others' life, the God becomes servant to you. So you have created a lot of things in you. And one more thing, all these things are coming from the heart, not from the mouth. Because it has gone into the heart speaks to you. That is the greatest session of today. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. ரொம்ப நன்றி. அவ்வளவு அழகா நீங்க சொன்னதுக்கு ரொம்ப thanks. Thank you so much, sir. வேற ஏதாவது கேள்வி இருக்குங்களா?
Yeah, participants, any questions from your end? Ma'am, I think all are energetic and they enjoyed very well. That's what we can understand from their words actually. So they forgot the questions, I think, from your words. Whatever you delivered, the way of talking, the content and everything, they completely, thoroughly, they enjoyed and they accepted they want to focus on good. Already they started from your session, I think.
Thank you so much, Salim sir. I mean, that was the essence of this program. I mean, we want all of them to focus on the good. ஏன்னா இன்னைக்கு நிறைய பேர் வெளியில வந்து ஒரு நிறைய நியூஸ் டிஆர்பின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா? சோ எது விற்கும் அப்படிங்கறதுனா நெகட்டிவிட்டி தான் விற்கும். சோ அந்த நெகட்டிவிட்டியை இவ்வளவுலாம் பூதாகாரமா சொல்லலாமோ அதுதான் விற்கும். நல்லது வந்து நிறைய பேர் வந்து ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. So let us be the change. Like Mahatma Gandhi said, let us be the change we want to see in the world. And each of us can take a decision. And we can create the change first in our house, then in our locality, and then around the world. It all starts with us. So I'm so glad that all of you are benefited, and together we are going to make a better community.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. So we are in the end of the session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shama. Thank you.
Good night, ma'am.
So we want to kindly accept our gratitude, ma'am. So we enjoyed a lot and we learned a lot today. So today you talked about what should not be focused and what should be
What
focused.
should be
We have to
focused?
focus on, what should be focused on growth and detox, all those things. And we gave a lot of tips with the quote and everything, particularly about the secret, the books, whatever, the written law of attraction, all those things. So we enjoyed and everything it is in our mind. So definitely I believe that all the participants, they will keep on practicing to focus on good from today. So as you said, your mind is astronomically powerful. So focus that power on goal things like artist. So you said rightly, the painter, whatever the paint he just have, he will be paint, isn't it? So the same way, whatever we in our mind, we have to focus on. Otherwise, the negative things will come on. So thank you very much, ma'am. So kindly accept our gratitude on behalf of American College, Madurai, and MS Chellamuthi Institute, Madurai, and Red Pond Educational Psychological Research Center, Madurai, and Yellow Pond Counseling Center, and Madras School of Social Work, Chennai, and TNCP and TNCC and STEPS Foundation. Thank you all the participants. Thank you,
Tamilnadu
Dr.
Open
Vidya, ma'am.
University Madras, sir. Ma'am, Tamilnadu Open University Madras. Thankful to them also.
Tamil Nadu
பெரிய
Open
நன்றி.
Thank you,
நான் வந்து
participants. So, participant, we are going to have yet another wonderful session tomorrow evening. Until then, bye bye. Thank you. Thank you, Vidya, ma'am.
please forward it, sir. Sir, please forward it, sir.
Pardon?
Please forward to me. Sir, what is the timing tomorrow evening?
Same time, 5 to 6.
Link on the same link, sir.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, can you help me in the area, sir?
We will send we'll post the link in the group, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Salim. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.